Welcome to Web API tutorials. I am Venkat. This is part 14, created a route method inside Web API. In this video, we will learn what is created a route and why we need to use that. In the previous video, we have seen how to write HTTP post method, and using that HTTP post, how to create a particular record inside that method and returning the response. So for every successful response, it is good to return OK, meaning 200 response code. But based on the operation we are doing inside, we can also send some other status code, meaning so inside this HTTP post action, we are doing a record creation. So we are newly creating one student record. So this method is written only for creating a student, so that instead of 200 OK, we can also send, if we go into this one, there is another status code specifically given for record created status. So if there is a record created, if you want to send the optimized status code, you can use 201. 200 is correct, 200 is for general success. But if you want to say record creation is succeeded, then you can use status code 201. For this, first we need to change this one to 201. Instead of 200, we are going to send 201 status code. 201 is nothing but record created. Like this we can send. How can we return this one? Along with this returning 201, if we want to get the new record URL, meaning, let me run this one. If I put this URL inside the browser window, so if I say student/all, I'm getting all the students. So if I say 1, so I'm getting the student with ID 1. So if I say 2, I'm getting the student with ID 2. Like this, these are the dedicated URLs for particular students. So this URL is dedicated for student number 2, and this one is dedicated URL. This one is dedicated URL for student number 1. So like that, what is the URL for newly created student? If you want to know that, if you want to pass that URL along with that 201 result, we need to use this CreatedAtRoute. So what this CreatedAtRoute will do, so there is a return statement. So CreatedAtRoute, that's the method, and that method will prepare the URL based on the data we will provide. New ID, comma, model. So this is the method actually. To this method will return 201 status code. That's the first thing. Along with that 201 status code, it will also prepare the get URL for the newly created record, meaning this URL. How it will create? So we need to give the instructions to create that one. So what is that? So to get particular student based on the ID, this is the action method we will use. Okay. If you want to create route for this, we need to get the route name first. So take the route name. Using this route is having parameters or not? Yes, this route is having parameters. That is a ID parameter. So we need to provide that ID parameter as a new object. So ID equal to model.id. Okay, so using this data, this method will prepare the link to get the newly created record, and also we are returning the newly created student information like we are sending in this one. So now we can replace this return OK of model with this return CreatedAtRoute. This CreatedAtRoute will return the status code as status code as a 201, and it will return the URL, newly created URL as. So as there are two URLs already, it will create the new one with ID 3. Suppose let us think new student created with ID 3. Then it will prepare this URL. It will prepare this URL based on this information we have given, and it will also returns the model new student details. So it will also returns the new student details, this one. Okay, this is the data information we will get when we use this CreatedAtRoute. Okay, let's run and test this one. Let me see the number of students in the system already. So there are 2 students, and let me create a new student. Try it. Student, that's the name I want to give, s@gmail.com, address HYD. So I'm clicking on create, execute. So here you can see the status code is a 201 this time. 201 is nothing but created, and this is the information we got, that is this information. And if you look at the location of the record, so this is the URL you can access the newly created resource or the record. So using this URL, if you take that URL and hit in the browser, you can see student with ID 3, and this is the student name we have given. This is the email and other details, right? So this is how, if you want to return the location of the newly created, meaning URL of the newly created student or record along with the status code 201, you can use this CreatedAtRoute method.
For more videos like this, please like, share and subscribe. Thank you.